Welcome back, and that feature sets a tune for this discussion that we're about to have. Yes, today we are celebrating productivity, efficiency, effectiveness, and work balance at every area in our offices, in our organization, even in our home front. So, we are here to talk about productivity, technique, strategy, and work balance. And we have Director Planning and Policy Analysis Department of the National Productivity Center. Help us welcome Mrs. Rosemary Estekagbe. Mrs. Rosemary, you're welcome to the
Thank
program.
you
Good
very much.
morning, ma'am.
Thank you for having
Yes,
Welcome.
me.
you're
Thank
welcome.
you for coming around.
So today is World Productivity Day and we are celebrating. Tell us what productivity is all about at every level of our existence.
Productivity covers every aspect of life. It is crucial. In fact, it is said that, and we should know that if we are not productive, we have gone into extinction.
Hmm.
Because every day we should strive to do better at what we do.
Okay.
So, what are the key elements? So, when we talk about productivity, people think that it is producing something. It is not about production. It is about you, the way you do your work, the efficiency with which you do work, and the resources which you use in doing the work. And there has to be a balance.
Yes.
When we are talking about efficiency, efficiency means that I'll bring it down so that everybody understands. You have a secretary, and the secretary is typing. The secretary types that thing like 3 times. What is happening? You are wasting time, you are wasting material.
Materials.
So at the end of the day, it might come out well, but the person is not efficient. But the person is what? Effective. Because that is what you are seeing. You understand?
Yes.
And so bringing it home, a woman goes to the market, spends 10,000 in buying food items, and another woman goes to the market and spends 5,000 in buying the same kind of food items, and they both prepare the same. Let's use egusi soup for instance, and then the one that tastes better, what will you say? The one that tastes better is the one that is prepared with 5,000,
Wow.
right? That means that that person is efficient,
More
and that person,
efficient.
yes, and is productive.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because in productivity, we talk about efficiency, we are talking about cost. You understand? Because when you are productive, for an individual, it means that you do things better and you are getting more for what you have done. For the little you are putting, you are getting more. Or for doing not putting anything or adding anything at all, you are getting something, a considerable output, which now increases what? If you are producing, it increases what? Your output. And with your output, that means that more goods are produced at less cost, and that means you are more profitable. You understand? So that is why sometimes we think we are making money and then we are confusing productivity for profitability.
Hmm.
And it's sad that in Nigeria, we have not taken productivity very seriously. Because keep talking about GDP. Without productivity, you cannot grow. There cannot be economic growth.
That's true.
And so it is good. I'm happy that today we are collaborating with you to celebrate World Productivity Day, to bring to people's consciousness the importance of productivity, that they must be productive in their everyday life. And if you are productive, that means that there's what? There is work balance. In anything you are doing, there's no stress, there's no burnout. So productivity is that's why they say productivity is an art and a science.
Hmm. Wow.
Oh,
Speechless.
I know.
Okay, so now let's talk about how to measure our level of productivity.
Okay.
Going by the fact that we all work in different places, different times, with different people, on different level. What is the what would you how would you measure our level of productivity?
Okay. Coming here now, for every day that you start work, you have to look at yourself. Where am I now? Because without measurement, you cannot even improve your productivity. So you must measure. What is my current state? After completing the task and setting goal for yourself, okay, today I've come to work. Let's use the typical civil servant.
Okay.
You have come to work today, this morning, and your time for coming to work is you are supposed to resume work at 8 a.m., but you resume work at
12.
9, let's say 9,
Okay.
8 a.m., when they say resume work at 8 a.m., it does not mean that that is when you are driving in. It means that you should be on your decks at
Before the time.
8 a.m.
On your desk at 8 or before 8.
Before that means you're already there. You've already set out your things for the. It means that work begins at what? 8. But what do we find? Most people stroll in at 9, after 9, 10, some even 11. How many hours gone? You can say 1 hour, 2 hours gone. Then what have you to do for that day? But when we even come, some of us now we now greet, go from one office, you start greeting,
Or
you
gisting.
start greeting. What is time is gone, right? Another 20 minutes, 30 minutes gone. When you actually do work, it's like 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. You ask yourself, have you achieved for the day? Because what goal did you set for yourself? Because for every day before we go home, we are supposed to have set out work, what we are going to do. Okay, this is how my day is going to be. Once I come to work, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do that. Right? And then you now achieve, there are so many things to do. There are files that you have not attended to. You cannot say that you are productive. So when you measure your productivity, you will not say you are productive. And I won't blame people because the system, now when we are talking about work process, what are your standards of operations in the organization? That is why you see that in the private sector and the public sector, there's a huge difference.
Yes, yeah.
Different, yes.
You get it? And it starts even from the home, because we are talking about what productivity day now.
Yes.
You are going to come to work. What causes some of this late coming and all that we do? And that we say it is a Nigerian thing. There's nothing Nigerian or African about
time for everything.
African.
exactly. That is why our productivity, it affects productivity greatly.
Okay. When you were responding to the first question, you were able to tell us the difference between being effective and
Efficient.
efficient that leads to productivity. Now, can you quickly highlight some of the barriers that lead to productivity?
That lead to
Yes.
barriers, okay, that lead
Barriers,
that
yes.
for people not being productive.
Yes.
There are so many of them. I just started mentioning them, like distraction, not having inefficient work processes. Because if organizations, you don't have things that are timed, tailored. For me, as a supervisor, a young officer, when you come to work, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do that. You understand? It's a barrier for me to achieve productivity. When there's conflict in the organization, because conflict among people, if there's conflict, for instance, you and your colleague, if there's conflict, you'll not be able to
Flow.
flow.
Down here and talk.
Exactly. You understand?
Yeah.
And so conflict in organizations, and then lack of open communication. Then when you don't have open communication, people are not allowed to speak their mind. And then you don't give details, like you are detailing somebody to do something. You don't give clear-cut rules and objectives. This is what I expect of you. This is the objective. This is our goal, where we are going to. And to achieve this goal, these are the objectives we have to use to achieve this. And then when we achieve this, these are what I'm looking at for. These are the KPIs, that's key performance indicators, to show that you have achieved them. You understand? So those are the things that are barriers. Then distractions. You come to the office, you go and greet and all that. And then you're doing your work. Multitasking is a barrier to productivity. Somebody is calling you, asking you, somebody is giving you a job, and you are doing another thing, another person calls you to do that. You will not be able to achieve anything at one time. It is even said that multitasking, 40% of your time is gone on multitasking. And what you are supposed to achieve, you don't achieve it at the right time.
Talking about multitasking, I know you want to come in. Women, we are so, I don't want to say we are so perfect in that, because that is how we are wired, even from the home front. And when you bring it to the office, because it's part of you, it will transcend into what you're doing in the office. So I really want you to talk about that multitasking, especially for women.
when we are talking about women, we say we are gifted.
Yes, we
That's
are.
what we say.
We are
We pride
special.
ourselves in
Yes.
that we are gifted. But when you multitask, you are affecting your brain. They say the cognitive part of the brain, according to research.
So we should
You
stop
understand?
multitasking.
No,
Is that
Yes,
no.
what?
it
Or
depends
we should
on. But
reduce.
a lot of us, the multitasking that we do, especially in the office, you are working. Even at home, you are working. You are looking at your, you're expecting call. Somebody's going to call you because you have a program for
Yes.
you. Now, let's use it as example. So your mind is not on. Your brain is working between what you are doing, expecting the
The
call.
call.
Oh, has the guest come to the studio? I need to finish this. I need to set this. Oh, that child is going to come. The school. I'm going to go for open day, and you are in the office.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are not necessary. That is why most women they have burnout and stress.
Mm.
You understand? You feel tired. Your brain is not. And after some time, you say, "Oh, I'm forgetful. I'm forgetful." It is the
Yes.
way you have used the brain.
Brain.
Yes. Overused the
Because
brain.
they said that for it to reconnect medically and research, that's linking it to productivity. That when you are doing all that, 40% of the time you don't achieve what you are supposed to achieve, or you think you are achieving. So everything has to do with what? Planning your what? Time.
Time.
Hmm.
And
Wow.
assigning time. If I ask both of you now, today now, have you assigned time to your activities?
In this
We
place, we
always
are
do.
used to already because
You are
you
used
don't
to.
We always
assign your
do.
time.
You
Because time is
understand?
everything in this
Yes.
place.
So if we all do that, and then I'm not harassed because assuming I did not leave home at the time I left home,
Yes.
and then there's hold up on the way, what happens? There's burnout.
Yeah.
I'm stressed.
Stressed
I'm
out.
trying to drive very fast. Or if I'm not the one driving, I tell the driver, please
Move.
hurry, move, and all that. All these things can be
This is
avoided.
getting
And that is how
interesting.
most of us live our day every day. Nigerians are not conscious of this. Most Nigerians, let me not say Nigerians, most Nigerians are not conscious. Somebody invites you somewhere. Our attitude is that we leave the place. They will tell you 9 o'clock. It is 9 we leave our homes.
Yeah.
When we are supposed to project, okay, this place is Garki and I live in Lokogoma. For me to get from Lokogoma to come to Garki, it will take me 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and that means that I should leave home when? If the program is for 9, I should leave home at least 7:30.
Yeah.
That's discipline. If you are not disciplined, you cannot keep to time.
Mm-hmm.
And we keep saying, oh, Nigeria is this, Nigeria is this. We have to be our change. I tell people, I said, I don't look at my boss. I don't look at the government. I'll say the governor. If something, assuming, let's just take that every Nigerian now behaves the proper way they are supposed to behave. Do things efficiently. In your work, you do it efficiently, right? Supervising, you are going to monitor a project or you are do it efficiently and effectively. What will happen? Things will go well. That is why the National Productivity Center, we even start now from what? Schools, going to the secondary schools,
Catching them young.
catching them young, telling them about productivity, being productivity conscious. And when you are productivity conscious, you are thinking about efficiency. That anything that I'm doing, I must do it well.
Wow.
First time, not redoing work, right? So we talk about that, and then we are talking about in your work there must be life balance. Once you are productive, then there's what? There's work life balance. And then we have to look at time in anything that you are doing. Think of your timing and plan your day, set your goals that you want to achieve for each day, and then you have KPIs that you are looking at to. That is how you measure your productivity. So I just advise that as Nigerians, we should forget this about mindset about Nigerian time. There's no Nigerian time. For you to be productive, you must be time conscious and you must be effective. And we should learn from today that we are going to look at where we are coming from and then be better persons. Be conscious and be conscious and intentional about what? Being productive in anything you are doing. And I think that will pave a brighter future for our country, Nigeria, and to be where we want to be, especially with this our new national
And
anthem.
thank you so much,
Thank
ma'am, for your
you.
time.
Thank
I
you.
want to once again say happy
Mm-hmm.
World
Thank
Productivity Day
you.
today.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much
In
for
fact, one
having
of the
me.
things I'm taking to the bank,
Mhm.
be intentional.
Yes.
Yes.
I love that word. Be intentional. I mean, it's all about being intentional. Thank you so much, Mrs. Rosemary. I mean, your time here has not been a waste. We really appreciate your
Thank
time.
you very much.
Thank you so much for coming.
And thank you for collaborating with MPC, National Productivity Center, and on behalf of my Director General, Dr. Nasir Raji Mustafa, I'll say thank you, and he's saying thank you too.
All right.
Our
For having us.
pleasure.
And greeting for us
Thank
too.
you.
Yes.
Well, if you just tuned in, we've been speaking with the Director of Planning and Policy Analysis from the Department of National Productivity Center, Mrs. Rosemary Esehagbe. What about the mother that name?
No, you do not.
Okay. Well, the program is still Good Morning Abuja. Let's go on a short break. We will be right back.